Check 1 2. 1 2 1 2. One, two, three. Check. 1 2. Brock, what do we think? Brockway, what do we think of the sound? What needs to be louder? What needs to be quieter? What do you have to say? Tell us what's in your mind. Somebody else has to do the mic. Check 1 2. That's that Mia Espresso. 1 2. What's up? I'm Marcus Carson. Welcome to Late Night, I guess. The little beginning of it. That's what's up. I'm going to be playing some music for you. That's all I have to say. We're on the interweb. Ooh. As I was walking around Grosvenor Square, not a chill to the winter, but a nip to the air. From the other direction, she was calling my eye. Had to learn the hard way to let her pass by, or to let her pass by. She had rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes. I could tell without asking she was into the blues. There's nothing that's wrong with that look that's in her eye. Had to learn the hard way to let her pass by, or to let her pass by. In the heat of the evening when the dealing got rough, too bad to open and too cool to bluff. She picked up my matches and went to the door. Ordered one of those flashes. I've been here before, I've been here before. Well, I ain't often right, but I ain't never been wrong. Seldom turns out the way it does in the song. And I don't know why you can get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with the way she moves. Oh, scarlet begonias with a touch of the blues. There's nothing wrong with that look that's in her eye. Had to learn the hard way. Might as well try, might as well try. Sing a T-42, and the sun was a yellow, the sky so blue. Strangers stopping strangers to shake their hand, and along the highway, the how to go band, the how to go band. Runner, what you holding out for? Get up, get off, get out to the door. You're playing cold music on the barroom floor. You're drowning in laughter and dead to the core. A dragon with matches is loose on the town. A whole pail of water just to cool him down. Oh, fire, fire on the mountain. There's fire, fire on the mountain. We're almost a flame, still you don't feel the heat. It takes all you've got just to stay on the beat. You say it's a living, man, we all gotta eat. But you're here alone and there's no one to complete. If mercy's in business, I wish it for you. More than just ashes when your dreams come true. There's fire, fire on on the mountain. Oh yes, fire, fire on the mountain. You holding out for you're caught in slow motion in your dash to the door. The flame from your stage has spread to the floor. You gave all you had away. You got to give more. The more that you give seems the more it will take to the great line beyond which you really can't break. Oh, fire, fire on the mountain. There's fire, fire on the mountain. Oh, fire, 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 fire up high. I see fire, fire, fire blazing down. ashes on the ground. Nothing lost and nothing found. Nothing left and burning down. Can't you hear that mournful sound? Nothing left but memories. Oh, the thoughts I still see. There's an empty spot in me where my hometown used to be. This old boy is taking water. It won't be long till it goes down. Had enough to push us over. Time to turn the wheel around. Neighborhoods left to decay. Loved ones gone and walked away. Nothing left for them to say. So we just looked the other way. There's not but memories. The same thoughts I stand to see. They're just part of me. Where my hometown used to be. This old boat is taking water. It won't be long till it goes down. Had enough to push us over. Time to turn the wheel around. Keep pounding through the night, lost without a ray of light, going down without a fight, but still try to make things right. This old boat is taking water, won't be long till it goes down. Had enough to push us over, time to turn the wheel around. Grove, I say, Shady Grove, she's my little love, and I'm bound to go away. Last I seen my Shady Grove, she was standing at the door, shoes and stockings in her hand, bare little feet on the floor. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, she's my little love, and I'm bound to go away. the night, still lie without a light, live around without a fight. Is there still time to make this right? This old boat is taking water, won't be long till it goes down. Had long to push us over, time to turn the wheel around. This old boat is taking water, won't be long till it goes down. Had enough to push us over, time to turn the wheel around. Doggy. So everyone's having a good time? That's what I'm thinking right now. Everyone's chilling? Cool. I got one more, and then it's late night. Time 4. Woo! Just when you think it can't get no better than it does. She whispers as he hide it out her thigh, laying on the pillow once the wine bottles and the cheese. They took a Polaroid picture and it slipped, yes it did, just when they thought it couldn't get no better than it did. Just when you think it can't get no better than it does. Oh, so much better than it ever was. Seems like these good times come in one, just when you think it can't get no better than it does. Liked and neither one was shy. She said, I'll probably get in trouble, but I don't care. Well, I should go to work, but I don't want to be with you instead. Oh, Just when you think it can't get no better than it does. Just when you think it can't get no better than it does. It gets so much better than I ever thought it was. Just when you think you can't get no better than it does. See, you think you can't get no better than it does. Day for a dalliance and a picnic. And the riverbank was an excellent place to love. It seems like those good times come at once. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. It's so much better than it ever was. Just seems like those good times coming on. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. Just when you think it can't get no better than it was. It seems to me that these good times come at once. Yes, they do. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. I say just when it can't get no better than it does. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. Seems like these are good times are coming at once. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. Hey, Lord, I said just when you don't get no better than it does. Just when you think it ain't better than it ever was. It seems like these good times come at once. Just when you think it don't get no better than it does. I just tried to do the thing today. It's a banana something. It's like a Dracania or something. Jackie. I don't know why. She's like the and then there it is. Anyways, let me let you get up here. Let me get down to my car.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Late Night for the Planet. That's right. Cheer wildly. My name's Kurt. I'm a professor at SUNY Plattsburgh in our Center for Earth and Environmental Science. And when we started Late Night for the Planet in 2018, it was 18, we had our big technology was an iPhone on a tripod that started right there. So to see you all here tonight, we also, every night that we did this, we're like crossing our fingers that someone would show up. And we never knew how many people or who would come. So to see you all here tonight, and to see all of our SUNY Plattsburgh TV production studio, a whole bunch of other regional TV studios here is, you know, like really makes me, yeah. This really is a student-run show. I really don't do a lot. And so I want to give a huge shout out to our Late Night for the Planet team. Taylor Town is here somewhere. Oh, they're all standing over here. Taylor Town and Rachel Lamar and Maddie Lehman, Kaylee Doyle, Tegan Jump, McKenna Kalita, and Sasha Baker. Give a huge round of applause. The amount of work that goes in to getting a group of students who are environmental science, environmental studies, and education majors to host a huge event, which, like, if they were production, you know, TV and video production students or, you know, media students, this is like their everyday thing. This is a little bit out of our comfort zone, and I just want to acknowledge how cool that is and how important it is for our community to see them doing things like getting our candidates for mayor here to talk about their platforms and the things that are important to them and to let you all ask questions. So big shout out to the whole team that put this together. So if you are not aware, there is an election coming up. It's been in the news like a little bit. Not only do we have a presidential election, which I know you all are following, but we have an election here for mayor in the city of Plattsburgh, where we live. All politics are local. All politics are local. And this is our community. We felt it was really important to host a forum where our candidates for mayor could come and each talk about the things that are important to them, answer some questions from the audience, and have fun. Late Night for the Planet is about the list of things it's about gets longer and longer every time I think about it, but it's about building community, raising awareness, and having fun while we do it. And I want to give a big shout out to both of our candidates, to Wendell Hughes and Don Kasperzak, for being willing to come and have fun with us tonight. That's a sign. Sasha and McKenna are going to interview both candidates. They're going to play some fun audience participation games. That's for you all. You get all to be involved. It's going to be fun. And then there's going to be some time with each candidate to do some Q&A. And I just want to reiterate that this is a student production. And while our race for mayor in the city is important and serious, I just want to make sure that we keep that discussion, that Q&A, fun and light. And please keep in mind that I have students that are managing this conversation. Cool? Cool. With that, that's the end of me talking. Let me turn it over to Sasha and McKenna, our hosts for the night. Here you are. Thank you all so much for coming. Here you are, Sasha.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're going to turn on.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you so much, Kurt, for that amazing introduction. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Late Night for the Planet show of this semester. I'm your host, McKenna Coletta.
And I'm Sasha Baker.
And we're super excited for you guys to be here tonight. So before we start, we want to give another really great warm welcome to Marcus. Thank you so much for playing, Marcus. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Marcus. So tonight we'll be inviting the mayor candidates to come and speak to us about their plans for Plattsburgh, and also so they can hear from you as well.
So our first guest for tonight is going to be Mr. Wendell Hughes. So Wendell Hughes has lived in Plattsburgh his entire life. He lives on Allen Street with his wife Pam and two rescue dogs, Asher and Marty. Mr. Hughes worked 32 years for the New York State Department of Corrections. He was elected to proudly serve the Clinton County Legislature in 2020. He represents Area 8. Mr. Hughes is currently the president of the Noon Kiwanis Club, airport coordinator for the North Country Honor Flight, and a volunteer for many other area organizations, including the Clinton County Historical Association, Tour de Force, DVA, and others. So without further ado, please join us in welcoming Wendell Hughes to the stage. All right, so thank you again, Wendell, so much for being here today. So as Kurt has mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a mayor and a candidate for mayor, and then tie it into some more personal questions about SUNY Plattsburgh and the future. So our first question is, why do you want to run for mayor?
I've asked myself that quite a bit. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. We'll get that out of the way fast. So we already messed up once.
Do you want to hold it?
No, I'm fine. You want me to hold it?
I think you will.
So I've asked myself that a million times. Why do I want to run for mayor in the city of Plattsburgh? Well, I've lived here my whole life. I love this city. We have a great city. I would love to be a portion of taking it, trying to make it better in the next 4 years.
Great fire.
Better?
Perfect.
All right. Now that I've done the microphone thing, we can move on. But no, I just love the city of Plattsburgh. I think we have so many possibilities. Sitting on the Clinton County Legislature has opened my eyes to a lot of other things, and I think I'm very qualified to run the city the next 4 years.
Awesome. Okay, so if you were to become mayor, what would your top 3 goals be?
Top 3 goals. I mean, right now we have public safety. We're looking for a new chief. I think that's imperative. We need the right person. We have a really good young police department, and public safety is a huge issue. I've been fortunate enough to walk around the city since February, talking to folks, and public safety is a big issue. I think I'm very qualified to pick that next person, and I would love to have the opportunity to pick that person. Infrastructure is always huge. Reinventing a rec program in the city is imperative. We have to invest more money into our rec program. We have some issues with the budget. We have some long-term debt. I don't know how much money we can spend on rec, but we really have to reinvest in our community as well, as the youth all the way to seniors. And a lot of folks look at just the youth, but it's not just the youth. And then seniors, the town has some really nice kayak paddles that the seniors go on, and I think that's awesome. And some of the hikes, and then not every kid can kick a soccer ball, but they can paint a picture that I can't. So arts, I think, have to be incorporated into that too. So moving forward, that's where my focus would be.
Thank you for your perspective on that. So what do you think are the most important skills for being mayor, and in what ways do you exhibit these skills?
I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry. What do you think are the most important skills for being a successful mayor?
Well, I think first and foremost, you have to have an open mind, and you have to understand, I live by 3 C's: communication, collaboration, compromise. I may not be always right in the room, but we come to a compromise, and sometimes those compromises are the best decisions we can come to. Instead of a 50-50 split, we may get 60 or 70% of the population that agrees with our decision, but we have to have that communication, and we have to collaborate.
Thank you.
Those are some great points. What challenges do you anticipate you will face as mayor?
Challenges are, I look forward to the challenges because there's nothing easy in life. I overexceeded my own expectations years ago, and if somebody had told me I'd be sitting on the stage with you 2 young ladies 10 years ago, I would have laughed. I said, there's no possible way. Here I am. So, I mean, it just means a lot to me to be here. I have 2 of my niece, my nephew from South Carolina, and it's just awesome. I mean, it's incredible to be in a position to run for the mayor of the city of Plattsburgh.
Beautiful, absolutely amazing. So we wanted to ask a little bit about your political background and experiences that make you qualified to be mayor.
Well, I mean, on the legislature, I've been chairing the health committee since 2021. As part of that is mental health and addiction, which is a huge issue. I mean, the opioid problem we have, it's not a city problem. I mean, it's a nationwide problem. So I'm very fluent with today's issues. Today's issues are what we need to deal with today. I've got the connections in the mental health world, in the addiction worlds. I think we just have some great mental health and addiction professionals. There's opioid money out there. We just have to make sure that money gets to the street where we need it. And there's just so many different aspects to the legislature that I sit on the NISEC Public Safety, the statewide, it's New York State Association of Counties, the statewide Public Safety Committee, which is really cool because I get to hear every other county's issues on that committee. And it's just really good to be able to share those ideas. I also, my area is a very diverse area. I represent not only a large portion of the city, I have a large portion of the town. That enables me to have a great working relationship with the town and the city. Michael Cashman and I've been working with Michael now for 5 years. I mean, our assemblyman, Billy Jones, we have a great working relationship. So a lot of the connections I've made are going to be very important going forward.
Awesome to hear. What are your plans to make Plattsburgh more sustainable?
That's a great question because why am I still in Plattsburgh? I love it here. We have the lake is gorgeous, but we have a beautiful river that runs through our city. We put some great trails through there, and we have to give opportunities for housing. We have to have opportunities for jobs. We have to give opportunities. If we want you guys to stay here after graduation, you have to have affordable housing or good housing, or you have to have a job opportunity. And that's what we need. Going forward, we need to expand our tax base and bring, we don't have a lot of land left in the city of Plattsburgh to develop. So whatever we come up with, the new pro-housing designation we just received opens a lot of doors. I mean, there's a lot of grants and a lot of opportunities out there, but we have to make sure we utilize each piece of property in the city of Plattsburgh to the fullest.
That's a great, great answer. Our next question was about how can we keep SUNY Plattsburgh students here in the area post-grad. Talked a little bit about providing opportunity. Could you extend or interpret any more?
Well, opportunities, if you don't have the great experience here at Plattsburgh, you're not going to want to stay here. I mean, coming to events like this and you see how the community comes together in Plattsburgh. You go see last weekend at the Honor Flight, we had, I mean, there was well over 1,000 people. This community is amazing. And those are things that just add to it. But you have to have those major opportunities. You have to have housing. You have to have a job that you can stay at in order for you to stay. And then if we have this community, which we have a great community here, they rally behind, I mean, it's such a resilient area. And that's why I love it here. And hopefully you get to experience some of that while you're here. And then you may come back or may stay.
Perfect, thank you.
You spoke a lot about community. Speaking of that, what are some ways the Plattsburgh community can build relationships with the college while also dealing with the consequences of a big student population?
Well, going back to the police chief, I think is a huge decision. And then Pat Rasco, I went to kindergarten with Pat. Pat is is your police chief on campus. And I think we have to find that person that can work well with Pat, and then together we can form stakeholder meetings where students and residents have to hear each other's issues. Some people in Center City don't want their lawns torn up on the weekends. And you know, if we come up with programs where these kids are maybe fixing those yards on the weekend, I think that would be a great start.
To meet in the middle. Perfect, yeah. So before we turn over to start our game, we just wanted to end with our last question. If there is an issue or topic that you would like to talk about tonight.
There's just so many issues. It's been so good walking. This is a long season. I mean, this starts in February, getting signatures, and then it goes to, I had a primary, and here we are. We're still almost a month out of the general election. It's just been incredible, and thank you to all the residents of the city. Whether you're for me or against me, I've got some great ideas, and thank you, everybody. I enjoy it. I'm going to be walking until Election Day, and my phone number is really available on the county website if you don't know where else to find it. And if you have a question for me, please call me. If you want to have a coffee, I love a coffee and a conversation. And I can't govern if I don't know what you want.
Love to hear that. Okay, so for our first game, we're going to be playing real or fake news. So on everybody's tents, you have a QR code that you can scan. And when you scan the QR code, it's going to have you hold up a red or a green screen. We're going to show some news articles, and if you think it's a real headline, you're going to hold up a green screen, and if you think it's a fake headline, you're going to hold up a red. This is how you're going to vote, and Wendell's going to help us decide if the majority of y'all think it's real or fake, and then we'll reveal the answers.
And then you're just
Help me out with that. All right.
Oh, flip, it might be the other one. There's two QR codes.
Yep. So we'll do our first practice. If you guys have your QR code, please hold up a green screen. Let's see our green screens.
Oh, beautiful.
Technology is beautiful when it works,
Oh.
isn't it?
I
Okay,
thought
can
it
now
was on the
everybody hold up
car.
a red?
Oh, so we can see them all lit up. All right.
Can everybody now hold up a red screen?
Red, we're trying for red screen.
Beautiful. Okay. Is everybody ready for our first headline?
All right, our first headline. Is it real or fake? SUNY Plattsburgh student hospitalized after drinking tap water. A first-year student fell ill after drinking from a bathroom sink in Whiteface Hall during a severe hangover. Yeah, that's a severe hangover, bathroom sink. All right, let's hold up.
do we
True,
got?
green, are red, false.
What do you think,
We're
Wendell?
Pretty close to 50-50. I mean, we got a lot of green, a lot of red, so we're pretty close in the middle.
You think in the middle? Okay.
Kind of like politics today.
False. That is not true. Okay, who's ready for our next headline? Okay, Westport man driving a lawnmower charged with felony DWI. Police were called to River Street in Elizabethtown on September 12th following the report of a man.
I know that guy.
A man driving a lawnmower against traffic.
And yelling at bystanders. True or false? What
That's
is
definitely a true, I'm thinking.
true? All right, are we ready for our next headline? Blueberry's vast potential goes untapped. Blueberry picking was once a booming business on the Altona Flat Rock from the late 1800s through 1957. True or false? Sorry to anybody who does not like blueberries. This probably does not interest you.
True.
You think most people said true?
True.
I think everybody's
It
been.
is true.
All right.
Everybody's been
Yep.
on the flat rock picking blueberries at one time. So
I won't giggle. Okay, are we ready for our next one? Plattsburgh residents start a Champy watch after the recent sighting. Following an alleged sighting on August 27th, a group of residents rotate shifts at City Beach in hopes to catch videos of Champy surfacing. Do we think this is true or false?
Champy. True or false? What does it look like to you?
I think we're
Wendell?
looking false.
False.
I think we're
False.
looking
Seeing lots
false.
of red.
We're seeing a lot of
Okay.
false.
All right. You are correct
It
if
is
you
false.
guessed false.
Good
It
job.
was false.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next headline. Plattsburgh man spends $600 on a cinema for wild squirrels. A man constructed a mini cinema for squirrels complete with a concession stand, promotion posters, and his iPad functioning as a movie screen.
What do we think? True or false?
I mean, if people know one thing about me, it's I'm not going anywhere without that iPad, so.
Looking
Ultimate
true.
iPad kid. Ultimate iPad kid.
I think it's true.
True.
That's
True.
what. That's the
We're seeing lots
sentiment.
Okay, I'm
Green.
seeing mainly true. Ooh, it's false. But it did happen. It did happen.
It is not from Plattsburgh.
Just in Detroit, Michigan. Okay, let's move. Are we ready for our next one? Pea cycling in the Adirondacks. Compost for Good opened its human urine research demonstration facility in the Adirondacks to explore methods for creating nutrient-rich compost using human urine.
Oh, true or false on the human urine for good compost?
What do we
interesting.
think?
What do we think, Wendell?
I don't know.
Would you guys use this soil?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're true.
We're true.
True?
I think it says true.
We're
Yeah.
going green. All right.
It's
It is
true.
true. That is compost of the future, everybody. Just, you heard it here first. All right, let's go to our next headline. $200 million available for zero-emission school buses. Funding will be distributed through the New York School Bus Incentive Program to support public schools in purchasing electric school buses and charging infrastructures.
What do we
True or
think?
false? What are we thinking, audience?
True.
Seen lots of green.
A lot of green.
Okay, Wendell's saying
reds.
true.
We're
What do we
leaning
think?
true.
True. True with Wendell.
Yep.
It's true.
Okay, well,
That's
there we go.
awesome.
Now we know. All right.
Okay. Campus construction sparks outrage. Students launch Bring Back the Grass campaign. A group of students have become fed up with the constant construction on campus and have drafted a petition to break from the eyesore.
Uh-oh.
What do we think?
Oh, campus construction. Take your time, just like they are.
I wonder when do you think Downer is going to be done?
Years.
I don't think I'm going to see it.
Probably. You'll be gone.
We'll be
Looking
gone.
true.
We'll be gone.
So we're seeing true. Wendell's saying
Yeah,
true.
that's their true.
It's false.
But I'd start that. Would you
I would
start
as well.
that?
I would sign it.
We should start that.
It'll be true tomorrow.
Yes.
We're going to make it true.
Yes.
All right. Feline Fine Art, the Cat's Art Show, returns to Plattsburgh. The Cat Art Show takes place in Plattsburgh annually to showcase local artists, celebrate cats, and benefit local groups helping homeless cats.
What do we think?
True or false?
Also,
Lot
if this
of
is
green.
true, who wants to go with me?
A lot of
I'll be
green.
done. I'm probably free.
A lot of green.
True? I see a lot of true. Yeah.
Yeah,
True,
lot of
true,
green.
True.
It's
true. All right. Next headline.
Canadian tourist contracts a brain-eating amoeba from Plattsburgh City Beach. A man visiting from Montreal was seen at Well Now for nausea and fever, later succumbing to an infection that destroyed his brain tissue.
Rough day to be a tourist at the
A lot of
Plattsburgh
red.
Beach.
A lot of red.
Hopefully.
A lot of
Yeah.
red.
Red's better than green, I think, for this one.
Yes, a
I
lot
think
of
it's
red.
false. Okay, let's see. It's false.
It is false. We are safe for now.
Hasn't happened yet.
Doesn't have brain-eating amoeba.
Not yet.
All right, next slide. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for participating in our game. We had a lot of fun. I think everyone did a really good job at guessing which was true and false. So now we're going to open up to our Q&A portion. We would love to hear from the audience about questions or concerns that they have for Mr. Wendell Hughes. Don't be shy.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
Hi, my name is Cindy Snow.
Hi, Cindy.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself? Nice to see you.
So I'm very concerned about paid parking in the city of Plattsburgh. On a lot, I watch the budget, I go to a bunch of council meetings, and recently I went to a council meeting and I pointed out that the taxpayers actually pay $90,000 of their taxes towards paid parking in the city of Plattsburgh. It is not sustainable. And I'm very concerned about that because, as we know, paid parking is actually hurting the downtown businesses. So I want to know your opinion about what is the future of paid parking in Plattsburgh if the citizens of Plattsburgh have to keep paying on their taxes to sustain paid parking in the city of Plattsburgh.
If it's costing us money, we need to get rid of it.
I agree, damn it.
Period. I mean, there's no reason to have I mean, listen, downtown, like you said, I mean, downtown's been hit through COVID. We've had construction. We've had so many issues down there. The worst thing we could have done, in my opinion, is implement the paid parking when we did. And I just, there's one thing day one, when I win, I will look at that, and if we are losing money, we'll get rid of those kiosks. Maybe we can put them down in the other farmer's market and open the one up in downtown back up too.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that answer. Do we have another question from the audience?
Yep.
Any plans on adding more bike lanes to the city of Plattsburgh to help people get around?
Are you aware? Are you aware of some of the plans they have right now with the Brinkerhoff and Court Street? I want to see how these finish up, and let's see what we need when we're done. And we got to have community involvement. I mean, these things shouldn't be done behind closed doors. We got to involve the community as a whole. If the community wants something, that's our job to get it, right? I mean, that's the way I will govern, is we have to listen, getting out and walking and listening to everybody right now. I'm pretty powerful with knowledge about what people want, and that's what I should be. And I can't walk just in November. I have to walk periodically when I'm not running for election. Just get out and talk to folks, because that's where you get your ideas, and that's what we govern. And if you don't give me the ideas, it's hard for me to govern.
We have time for probably 2 more. Do we have anyone else who wants to ask any questions? Okay.
Can't see. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see you.
So the crime, this goes back to the
Right.
crime field,
Right.
and the crime development. They have said in the past that they will not build unless they have a crime, IDA tax break.
Right.
So do you support high-end housing and tax breaks to create these
I'm not a big fan.
real estate ventures that are for high-end housing?
There's a lot of programs in the state right now for to enhance growth in housing. There's so many different programs, and I don't like the tax breaks for housing. I think there's other breaks that we can come in. If somebody comes in with a lot of jobs, and each one should be looked at differently. I work very well with Molly Ryan and her crew, and a lot of it is governed by the state. I don't know. We can push things certain ways, but I agree we don't need to be. Listen, nobody gives me a break last year. My assessment came in, I had to pay what it said. And I would love to have somebody give me a break too, but I don't get it. So as long as we're even across the board, I think that's the most fair way we can do taxing, right?
One last question, if anybody has one. Go ahead.
You mentioned lots of kind of, so what's your number one priority? So it's literally within, like, idea in the first 30 days, what would you kind of, you got elected, what was the first thing you'd want to do when you started the job?
I would love to finish, find the right police chief. I think it's very imperative to our city to have that right person leading us. Public safety is in so many aspects of our, just if we want people to stay in our area, we want safe streets. We want people to feel comfortable, whether it's speeding or drug deals. We just want to have, and we've had a couple murders too. I mean, I want people to feel safe in our city, period. And I think the police chief, and especially if we do it, it's got to involve the community. We have to have somebody that's community oriented. And with today's technology, mental health, and it has to be involved. And that's, to me, I would love to be able to pick the right person for that, because I think that's huge. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, our infrastructure is getting aged. Well, we have a lot of issues infrastructure-wise, but I mean, there's a lot of infrastructure grants out there too, and I don't know why we haven't got some of those in our city. And I plan on getting a tent and camping on our federal representatives' porch and find out why does Plattsburgh not getting that money? So those are some of for me, I mean, there's so many big issues, but I think getting that right chief of police is imperative. And I think that spawns other areas that are going to, I mean, if they feel safe, that's a huge thing. They may want to stay back, and, that's a huge deal. So.
Thank you
Mr.
so
Seaton?
much.
We got time for one more.
Yeah, hi, Wendell. Being an old guy in town here, the Crate brothers left us
I know.
a really nice thing that, I guess, something for the kids. And they
Right.
took the money and they built the Crate Civic
Mhm.
Center. Do you have anything specific that, since that's been knocked down and gone, it seems a shame that their legacy is done, it's over with. To me, it would seem some sort of a plan to maybe right that wrong and create a proper legacy for the Crate brothers. And certainly the children down at, the project in the South End, where originally was supposed to be for the kids.
Right.
I know there's a big push to redo all the parks, but for me, it seems something special needs to be done to preserve the legacy of the Craig brothers. So if you have any ideas on that.
I agree, and we tore down a perfectly good building that we can't afford to replace. I mean, I was out there, I went to the different tours, and I was working, we had some money with the county. We could have patched that together and at least got it where maybe we could have got a grant like Saranac Lake to redo it, but that's gone. So we have to move forward. Clinton Community is moving off the hill, unfortunately. There's a beautiful rec facility up there that may be a short-term fix. I don't know if you've seen the DRI project in the town of Plattsburgh. They're looking, part of their DRI project was to build an indoor stadium off Tom Miller Road. So there are things in the works, but maybe we can utilize that Clinton Community Rec facility for the short term while we figure out where we can get funding and make this right. I mean, I would never have torn that building down. So, I mean, that's just me personally, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Can everyone give a big round of applause for Wendell?
Thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed this, and I wish we could do this more often in other venues. If somebody's got an idea where we can meet and do more questions, I'd love to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Wendell. Our next guest is Don Kasperzak. Mr. Kasperzak worked for 10 years for Bouye Banking Company. He then purchased L&M Liquor and Wine Store while also building and owning a golf driving range. During that time, Mr. Kasperzak ran for political office in Plattsburgh area as alderman, known as councilors. He then was appointed by Governor Pataki as regional director for New York State Parks and Saratoga Capital District. He was also appointed by Governor Pataki to be the executive director of the Samuel D. Champlain Quadricentennial. Don Kasperzak served as mayor of Plattsburgh for 3 terms from 2006 to 2014. Please join us in welcoming Don.
And then hold it close to your face.
This close?
Perfect.
People know me as not usually needing a microphone, by the way.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for including both of us here, and so far the questions have been pretty interesting, fair.
Yeah.
And the game is going to be interesting at the end, I'm sure.
The games are always so fun. So we're going to start off with kind of the same question. What makes you want to run for mayor again?
Mayor again, yes. First, I'll share a fact that not many people know, but I wasn't born in Plattsburgh. I was born in New York City at Lenox Hill Hospital. But we moved here in 1958. I've been here since then. I've come and gone a little bit, had some employment situations, finished school in California, but we always seem to come back. My father was a general surgeon here for 51 years. I'm sure he's operated on some people out there. But I showed an interest probably in college with politics. And when George Poitras decided to retire, they convinced me to run as alderman. At 32 years old, we were successful. We were successful again. And ultimately, I thought that it would be a good career to try to help the city of Plattsburgh the best I could. We all love the city of Plattsburgh here. There's nobody that doesn't. And quite frankly, to serve, to represent people is something that I've always strived to do as best I could. So that's why I ran initially, and I'm running again.
Perfect, fabulous answer. So we're going to go into what are your top 3 goals if you become mayor?
Well, I guess that question has been asked every time I've run and won, so the goals pretty much stay the same. We have to, first of all, make our city affordable, or at least keep it affordable. In this particular campaign, you listen to so many people that you see, And this is not in any particular order, but the recreation department needs rebuilding. There is no question that the young families that I have met really believe that there's not that much for their young families to do, and we have to recreate something that was abolished a number of years ago. Basically, public safety is probably, if you want to rate them, maybe number one in a way. Without safety, without emergency services, you have no real community. And you have to commit funding for that, which is always a challenge. And ultimately, if we don't have safe streets and emergency services, we will not have people stay in our community. So those are probably the three.
Sharing.
Those are some awesome goals. What do you think are the most important skills for being mayor, and what are ways you exhibit these skills or have exhibited them in the past as mayor?
Well, I'm not sure if I've always exhibited the best, but basically, as a mayor, or even as an elected official, you should always know your constituents. You should always listen to their concerns. No matter how sometimes ridiculous they may sound, you make them feel that you are listening, which I've done very well over the years. You have to be a problem solver. You have to gain all your facts from as many sources as you can. And ultimately, as a mayor, you make the final decision, and you have to have the strength and conviction to continue to do that and accept the good and the bad with it. But you always must gather the facts first and then make your decision. And I've been proven to do that. Some people disagree with some of the decisions, but I can always tell you that I have done my best to make sure I have all the information before I would ever make a decision.
Perfect, thank you. So what challenges do you anticipate you will face if you become mayor?
Well, Wendell touched on a major important one in our police department. We do need a chief. We need a solid chief with great skills, strong leadership, and probably someone that may not be from around the area, and we will not really bring somebody in internally at this point. I'm not sure of that. I'm not the mayor. I think the application process has to probably get the best, most qualified person that you can bring to our city. And that person will lead us. What else did you ask me?
What challenges you anticipate you will face as mayor?
Well, as a previous former mayor, the challenges differ every single day that you go to work. You have water main breaks. You have nor'easters. We had a 100-year flood that closed McDonald's down in the north end for 30 days. McDonald's doesn't close anywhere for 30 days. That's never happened, I don't think. And ultimately, you have to have your priorities the day that, well, listen, I'll tell you a quick story. So I've always told the department heads that I met with them, which I do regularly, call me, and my wife's out there, my wife knows this, call me no matter what time it is if there is something that really is not good. And of course, you know, you have to measure what really are tragic things and not. So I'm there 3 weeks after my first election, and Bill Tracy from the Municipal Lighting Department calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning. And he says, Mayor, I hate to bother you. I said, Bill, I've told you to call me. What happened? Somebody hit a pole and the power went out. And I said, well, obviously you're calling your crews in and you're going to handle it. Yes, sir, I'm on the scene. I said, I don't have to go there. I don't believe. I'm not that important. He says, well, trying to be nice, he says, well, you're important, but you don't have to show up, so that's fine. A minute later, my phone rings, and it's the police chief. The person who hit the pole died. So 3 weeks in, you're getting calls at 2 in the morning, and I did go to the scene. You don't know what happens when you're mayor. Everything, every single hour of every day, there is something that happens in the city. You know, it's funny, I used to hear complaints from people that the power goes out, and I called Bill Tracy up several times, you know, not very happy because, you know, everybody blames the mayor. I don't care if you're in a grocery store, everybody blames the mayor for something. You have no idea how many death watches that I've dealt with over squirrels that have blown up transmission lines and transmission, not only the transmission lines, but the stations itself. And it sounds kind of sad, but I never realized a squirrel is gonna, shut down half the power in Plattsburgh, New York at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So those things you do deal with, and it's really not anything that you can plan. Of course, every day you get up and you meet with the appropriate people. But ultimately, it changes. I mean, I would not want to be president of the United States. I wouldn't want to be governor of New York. Being the mayor of Plattsburgh is a challenge enough. So you have to really prepare for the unknown. And you have partners that help you and department heads that help you, but ultimately the mayor has to make the final decisions on a lot of these things. And that's a quality that I think I've had over the years that hopefully will have been helpful.
Those are some great points. Thank you so much. I know you've touched on it a little bit, but is there anything else you'd like to share about your political background and experience that will make you qualified to be mayor?
Well, it depends who you talk to. Some people think that if you've been mayor or if you've been on the council, that sometimes that doesn't really give you the right experience to run again. I think personally, the more experience you have at those levels, it makes you a better mayor.